Children, today let us continue the Spider and the Fly poem. It's in page number 29. We stopped there in the third stanza. We will continue with the fourth stanza. Sweet creature, said the spider, you're witty and you're wise. How handsome are your gauzy wings! How brilliant are your eyes! I have a little looking glass upon my parlor shelf. If you will step in one moment, dear, you shall behold yourself. I thank you, gentle sir, she said, for what you are pleased to say, and bidding you good morning now. I'll call another day. In the fourth stanza, the spider is flattering the fly. We are seeing in each stanza different device is used by the spider to entice the fly. First, inviting with nice putting loving words. Second, attracting by showing the comfortable bed and the things in it in a spider's house, and also in the third stanza showing affection, love, how the spider casts the fly. And in the fourth stanza, failing in all the three methods which the spider put before the fly, trying to do the next method, and it is very dangerous, and it is fatal too to everyone. Flattery, it shows it can prove to be fatal. It's a dangerous, lead to death. So, using the very strong device to pull the fly into the spider's web or into his net. So here the spider is flattering the fly. How flattering? Flattering is though the person is worthy to receive such a praising words, than to using such a words to give them that you are so good, you are looking so good, you are having so beautiful and brilliant and this and that, using all kind of adjectives to describe them, though they are not having. Here we all know that fly is such a feeble, weak, not having attractive figure. Even then, how the spider is using the word. Again, the the poet wants to warn the children. Here, this poem is mainly focused on giving the children or educating the children about the realities of the natural world. So here the spider is using such word, sweet creature, sweet creature. It's like flattering, it is a flattering. You are witty and you are wise, and praising her and saying that you are so wise and so witty, you are so witty. How handsome are your gauzy wings? Your wings, silky wings. You have such a silky wings. How brilliant are your eyes? Your eyes are so brilliant, shining like anything. So here the spider is praising her wings and eyes. I have a little looking glass upon my parlor shelf. So again, the spider is inviting the fly to come to the parlor to look your beautiful figure. And if you step into my parlor, you can see your um, figure or your beauty on the in the mirror which is kept on the shelf. I thank you, gentle sir, she said, for what you are pleased to say. And so the fly is refusing again and saluting that word, gentle sir. She said, for what you are pleased to say, and bidding you good morning. Yes, what all you are saying, I'm playing. No, you making me to please, and you are trying to please me. And now, let me. So, in the last three stanza, the fly was so stern and keep on telling the spider, whoever entered into your parlor, whoever entered into your bed, whoever entered into your store, no one turned. So never, never they came back. So that kind of reply the fly was giving. Now here, see, it is trapped in the net which is spreaded by the fly. And the fly is saying, good morning now, bidding good morning, bye bye. I'll think of and I'll call another day. I'll come to you another day. So, somewhat the spider convinced the fly and entangled her around her net. So, enticed her nicely, and the fly is entangled in the enticing words. Now, the spider turned him round. So it went around, about, turned, and went into his den. That is his room, that is dirty cell. For well he knew the silly fly would soon be back again. Here the poet is using such a word, silly fly, foolish. And the foolish fly, well, he knew the foolishness of the fly. Very well, the spider knew the foolishness of the fly, and foolish is very foolish, and would soon be back again. So it was so confident. So here in this stanza, we can understand the spider's confidence. So the spider is so confident about the that fly will come back to its net. So soon back again. So he wore a subtle web in a little corner slay. So putting the net and indirectly trying to achieve its method to put the fly in the trap. So, subtle web, quietly, quickly, and secretly, without giving that, showing that spider has spreaded a net before the fly. Subtle web. So it is indirect method. So many times these evil minded people will talk very nicely and indirectly they will attract the people. So here also the spider is achieving its way or succeeding in its way, in his way, by making a subtle web in a corner. So it is not to be seen to anyone. The fly could not see the net and the web which is made by the spider. And set his table ready to dine upon the fly. So now the spider is ready to eat the fly, very confident that the fly will come back and the spider is ready to eat. Then he came out to his door again. So after spreading the table for his dinner, and it came to the door, readily waiting to invite the fly, and started singing merrily. Come Come hither, hither, pretty fly, with a pearl and silver wing. Again praising the spider. Your robes are green and purple, there's a crest upon your head. Your robe are green in color and purple in color, and upon your head there is a crest, and your eyes are like the diamond bright, but mine are dull as lead. And putting here that comparing his eyes with the eyes of fly. And the spider is saying, Fly, your eyes are so bright and brilliant. In the beginning, he described. Now he's saying that your eyes are like a diamond, but mine is not at all shining, and it is like a lead. And the next stanza and the last stanza before the end of the poem, alas, alas, how very soon this silly little fly, repeatedly using that adjective, silly little fly, little foolish fly, hearing his willy flattering words, came slowly flitting by. Silly and willy. The poet used such a word, silly and willy. Silly is foolish, willy is clever. Just contrast the characters. So fly is foolish and the spider is clever. The clever spider, hearing his flattering words, came slowly fleeting by. So the fly started coming close to the web with buzzing wings, and she hung aloft, then nearer and nearer drew. So it with buzzing wings and fluttering its wing, the fly coming closer to the web of the spider, and it she's hung aloft, and it was captured, and then nearer and nearer drew. The fly captured the spider captured the fly and drew it nearer and nearer, thinking, and when it was coming closer and closer to the dining table which is spreaded by the spider, and forgot everything, and not knowing that the fly is going closer to the spider, and meantime it was lost again, thinking only of her brilliant eyes, and the fly is thinking of the praising words, flattering words of the spider, only thinking of her brilliant eyes and green and purple colored body it has. She has thinking only of her crested head, all the adjective which are used by the spider is repeating, ringing in the ears of the fly. It happens many times. So when the evil minded people put before us the flattering words, it will keep on ringing in our ears to remind us and to make us to be filled in that thought of those false praising. So those false words, they're coming again and again and again in the mind of fly, and the fly was thinking only those false praising and be drawn closer and closer. And when it reached, thinking of only of a crested head, poor foolish thing. In the beginning, creature, and now thing. What happened? That poor foolish thing, the poor fly, at last up jumped the cunning spider and fiercely held her fast. Quickly it jumped up on the fly and held her very tightly, fast. He dragged her up his winding stair into his dismal den. Here, the den, first it is written in the stanza before this, went into his den, that dirty den. Now, the gloomy and dark den. So the fly is entered into the gloomy and dark, dismal, gloomy and dark den within his little parlor, but she never came out again. The same thing happened what the fly heard before about many people who entered into the parlor never came out again. The same thing happened to the fly. It entered into the dismal den and never came out. So here, this sadly, unfortunately, the fly fell into the trap which was spreaded by the spider. Now, so the fatal return of the fly. So the fatal, because of those flattery, I already said that flattery is such a fatal thing. So the fly fell into the web and no more, no more. It, she never came out again. Now, in the last part of the poem, the poet ends with a moral. And in the beginning, I said the spider and the fly is a fable. Fable means a poetic device in which an incident will be narrated, which will surely have a moral. Here, it is a fable, is proved in the last part of the poem. Fable will carry surely a moral. So here the moral is there. What is the moral? And now, dear little children, who may this story read, to idle, silly, flattering words, I pray you, ne'er give heed. Don't listen to the flattery words and don't listen to the useless, idle, silly, foolish, flattering words. I pray, I request you, I put a warning before you. Never listen to that. Give no heed to useless, foolish, flattering words. And to an evil counselor, close heart and ear and eye, and take a lesson from this tale of the spider and the fly. From this story, tale is story, the incident of the spider and the fly, the story of the spider and the fly. From this, you take that. Don't listen to the evil counselor and close your heart to their words. Close your ears and eyes to their words. Don't give any, don't listen to them. No heed to their words. So, here it is a cautionary poem and cautionary tale against those who use the flattery and charming words to attract us. And the evil minded people know very well it is a flattery is a potential evil. Anyone can fall into that evil. So you should be very careful. So we should not allow ourselves to be manipulated by others who are prey. So who prey on their vanity. So evil-minded people will put such a manipulating words before their prey to be trapped. So we have to be careful. And I said that as you will be asked to analyze the poem or critical appreciation, or many questions can be asked out of this poem. The poet, it is a fable, and how the poet has used personification, simile, and here fable is again giving um, human character to the animals. And this poem is surely a simple, but it's a tragic tale with a clear message, and it gives us warning that the wicked people use sweet words to snare the innocent and people who are very quiet. And we should aware of these evil design of the evil minded people, people who are having malice thoughts, always use the flattery words. So they use all this weapon to entice us. So you should be very careful about it. So in this poem, there are so many personification. What do you mean by personification? Human qualities to non-human character. So here, spider and fly are insects. They are not human. But in the whole poem, we are reading many pronouns are used: he, him, his, she, her. So the fly is considered as a female and the spider is considered as a male. So the quality of human is given on these two insects. So that is personification, giving person's character, human character. And in the poem, it is used, it is one of the literary devices. And simile is used, many similes are there. Comparison between two, using as and as. And your, I, here, many places it is used as, like, if, when it is used as and like, then it is as diamond, and the bright diamond as lead. All these things are similes. And alliteration also used many places, repetition of the letters. There also many places it is used, alliteration also used. So many devices, literary devices are used by the poet to make the poem very effective. So all together, this poem carries a good message, and it has a clear message. It is relevant to any age, though it is written long time before, but it is very much relevant to the present age also. So we are here, I'll finish the poem, and in the next class we will see the other part of the syllabus.